you go in.
Right.
In two different places. So, but the order matters here. So it's, you want to read this as O to G to D, O to G to D.
Mhm.
Okay. And that means you're starting at O, going to G. Oops, that doesn't work. O to G to D. There's a path. So that same path has to be followed over here. Now,
P
how do you,
R. Well,
yes,
yeah.
P,
P R C.
good. Now, if you're ever unsure, you have to say, okay, I'm going from the single line angle down the three, down the three. Like you have to somehow, it's kind of like, I hate to generalize to women, but women tend to like describe things when they're driving in terms of like things. They're like, oh, turn by the dinosaur, and it's across from the big tree, and
Right.
and that's kind of, and men do it too for different things, but like that's when you drive, you start noticing things. You're like, oh yeah, you turn the third mailbox, and that's kind of what we're doing here. It's like, oh, go to the 90, come up, come down. So the order matters here. So if you were on a test, and wrote triangle OGD is congruent to triangle TRP, this would be marked
Wrong.
wrong,
Yeah, it's not the same.
and it's not the same. It's kind of like in baseball, if you miss second base, you got to go back and touch the bag.
Yeah.
All right. So let me throw Rob in front of you. I'm gonna make you wait a full minute before you answer, because I don't want you to just give me an answer. I want you to give me the order here of the of it on the right. So wait till 12:16. Might not be a full minute, but then give me the full answer, please. All right, so what do you think here?
RAC. Well, how do you read the equal to? Equal to.
Congruent. That means
Okay.
congruent.
RAC congruent to EGO.
You said EGO?
Yeah.
Okay, now if we're gonna be like the right math people, we're gonna do this fully. So it's triangle RAC is congruent to triangle EGO.
It's congruent to triangle. Okay, I got it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think
so
that's
R
to
to
A.
A to C.
C.
So here's what I see. I see you're starting between the 2 and the 3. That's where R is. Is that where you started over here?
Oh no, it should be O to E to G. So that's how you tell?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do a few more here. Let's say it's triangle CAR. What is that congruent to?
GEO.
Triangle GE. Oh, that's correct. How about triangle EGO? What is that congruent to?
ACR.
Triangle ACR. Good. So the order matters. The
Yeah.
order absolutely matters. Okay. Let's do another one here. All right. So this one's a little different, but I want you to try it out. Maybe you'll
triangle LIN is congruent to triangle EAR.
Okay, so I know this is, I know because you don't have it on your screen, right? You can't like draw it, but you're starting at L and you're going to N. So imagine you were describing this path to someone. How would you
Oh,
describe this?
I thought we were going to. I thought we were going to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You know
we're
what? I'm
going to.
sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. Yes. So imagine you're describing this path. It's the two, and the one, the two, and the one. You've got it. Yes,
Mhm.
that is correct. Okay. So the next thing here is I'll just give you a few, like, let's say it's triangle RAE. What is that congruent to?
REANLI.
Triangle, sorry, one more time. I didn't hear you.
NLI.
NLI, yes. Okay, very good. All right. So let me give you an example here. A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So A to B is congruent to D to E. So AB is congruent to DE. Okay. BC is congruent to EF. And then the last one, C to A, is congruent to F to D.
Wait, is E to F have 2 bars?
Yes, it should have two. Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay, gotcha.
Okay. Now, this all presumes that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Okay. Now I want you to look at AB. See how A and B are the first two letters,
Yeah,
and DE are the next two letters.
yeah, right. I see that.
BC is the second two.
Mhm.
EF is the second two.
Yeah.
C to A is wrapping around. It's C wrapping around to A.
Mhm.
F wrapping around to D. Okay. So here's what is also possible. You can go the other direction. You can say that, and you can flip these things. You can say that, like, for example, A to C is congruent to B to F.
When you flip on both sides, flip.
Yeah, you have the order matters.
Mhm. Got it.
Okay. And then B to C, well, if you flip it, if you go C to B, like you're going backwards, C to B, F to E.
Mhm.
Now, what you can't do is you can't mix these up. Like you can't be like, okay, CB is congruent to EF. The order matters. I know it's like just switching the letters, but in geometry, it matters.
Okay, I think I get it actually. So it's
Okay. So for this last one here, for A to B, we switch to B to A. We go in the other direction.
E to
Well,
A, E to D.
yeah, like that.
Mhm.
And it's like these little nuances that, because you're not used to that kind of thing mattering, that level of detail mattering, but it
Oh, yeah.
does in this course. Does in a lot of things in life. So the other thing is that there's congruence among angles. So let me grab this again. I'll reframe the question. So angle A is congruent to angle B. Angle B is congruent to angle E.
Right.
Angle C is congruent to angle F. This is all well and good until we want to use 3 letters to talk about angles. I don't think we've done that yet. So I'm going to maybe not emphasize that much here, but we're going to take a look at a new problem here and we'll see how far we can get. And maybe we'll switch to over to some SAT prep here
Okay.
in a moment. So here is your new triangle, and I'm going to give you the congruent statement right here. Here's the congruent statement. So take a look at that. Tell me what it becomes.
Triangle FGH is congruent to triangle FEI.
Really good. Okay. Now we're gonna fill in the blanks on some of these. So let me snip this in here. And we're not gonna do the first one, but do the best you can to fill in the rest for me, please.
Wait, just so I know that I'm doing it right. For the first one, G congruent to E.
Angle G. Okay, so first off, I didn't mention this. This means angle. Angle G is congruent to angle E. Yes. Now,
Okay.
where do G and E fit? You see how they're the middle letter?
Yeah.
And that's important. The middle letter goes with the middle letter. First letter goes with the first letter.
Oh, okay. Yes, then that'd be right. So would H go to I?
Yes. So you can actually do it without the picture. Picture confirms what you know to be true from the letters.
You could do it
Like
just
for
on the
example,
chart.
like FG, it's the first two letters, F then G. I know it goes with FE, segment FE, but you get that also from the picture here. F to V, F to E.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of ways to do it.
G to H, E to I.
And last one.
F to H, F to I.
Good. All right, really good. So I'm gonna throw a few more in front of you and let's have you write. First thing I want you to write is the triangle congruence. So basically you're going to say triangle something, something, something is congruent to triangle something, something, something.
Okay. Triangle BAC is congruent to triangle FED.
Like this.
Yeah.
So B to A to C to back, and then F to E to D and back. That is correct. All right. So now I'm going to throw what is CB congruent to?
CB is congruent to DF or
DB to DF.
FD.
DF. Yes. So
DF.
see how C wraps around to B?
Yeah,
That's how you do this. D wraps around to F.
got it.
How about angle what is it congruent to?
Wait, just angle A?
Yep.
E.
Really? Very good. Right. Let's see if there's any other problems here that we can do. Not really. Okay, so we haven't done any SAT prep in a while, so I guess we can kind of jump on that. You know if I've shared any of the classes with you, and if
I
so,
don't
which
think
one?
so.
Thought maybe we did one class, but all right, give me a moment to pull up some materials here, and we'll get started on that. So I know we've looked at some SAT questions, so I'll start with class one. The first thing I want to talk about here, I'm going to snip this in, is every SAT question. We are not going to do this one. Every SAT question has what I call a prompt or kind of a preamble. And the prompt could be a equation, a graph, could be a table, could be words. The next part is what I call it's a call to action. Okay, I mean, like that's where you're going to do stuff. And then it's either a multiple choice or a free response section. But there's always these three elements. So let me
Right.
show you another problem here. So in this one, the prompt, what I call the prompt or sort of the preamble, is up here. It continues down into here. This is also the prompt. This last sentence that I'm highlighting and highlighting here, this is the call to action. The call to action is the question.
Question part, the important part.
This is the answer space, which is either multiple choice or free response. And so we'll show you one more here because there's all these different styles, but they all have the same thing. This one has right here, this is the call to action. Everything before it is the prompt or kind of the lead in or the background information. And then this is the answer space.
Mhm.
All right. So why does this matter? Well, the very first test taking strategy that you want to know or think about is the following. You read the call to action first. So the more problems you look at, the more problems more times you'll be able to quickly you'll be able to more quickly determine like what it's asking you to do. Okay.
Mhm.
So the call to action is the following. It's the first sentence. I'm sorry, it's the last sentence in the prompt. It's the last sentence in the prompt. So you go back here, lots of words and then a sentence. Some words and then a sentence. It's usually right above the multiple choice. So if you could train your eyes to go right to the multiple choice and then go right to
And
the
then just
last
look right
sentence.
there.
Now here's why you do that. Because sometimes you need to actually go back and read the prompt. You need to go back to the beginning of the question, but not always. Okay. Sometimes when you read that last sentence, it tells you exactly what to do and you don't have to read the rest of it. You're always trying to save time. So anything you can do to save time is going to be a test taking strategy. Okay,
Right.
now, not you often do have to go back, but here's what works. Here's how your brain works. When you have read the um, when you have read the call to action first, then you go back and read the prompt.
You already
Your
know what you're
brain is,
looking for.
yeah, your brain is trained to like start looking for what you're trying to find. They we don't do this enough, but you're actually supposed to read through the entire test first, not in a standardized test, but like in a test or something, or you read the whole thing through and you read the questions that like you go back, you read the questions first and then go back and read the like the in the English sections. You read the questions first, then you go back and read the whatever it gives you, the reading, and then you know what to look for. At least you have a better idea where to look
Right.
for it. Okay. And it's backwards because usually you start from top to bottom, right? The other reason you do this is because what you don't want to do is get distracted by all the words. A lot of the problems you're going to see on here are story problems, lots and lots of words. Okay. And some of them are irrelevant. Some of them are not needed. And having said that, the strategy works the best for story problems, story word problems. Any word problems you see where there's a lot of words, that's what you are going to do. All
For.
right. Now I'm going to let's snip in a question. We're going to work through this one together. I want you to read the call to action. That's the call to action.
What is M when L is 73?
Exactly. What is M when L is 73? Now your eyes are probably drawn to the equation. And you know that M is, you're trying to find M and they're giving you the value of L. So you're just solving this equation up here. Now let's go back and read it and see if we need any of this other information. One end of a spring is attached to a ceiling. When an object of mass m kilograms is attached to the other end of the spring stretches to a length of L centimeters as shown in the equation above. Do we need any of that information?
Not really. No.
No, we don't need any of it. And what happens when you read all that?
Sort of just wasting time, making
Takes
you
time.
get a little off track.
Yep. So where you need to go back to is you go back to the equation, you skip all this, and then you solve 73 equals 24 plus 3.5 m.
Right.
So I'd like you to try solving this from here, please.
Is M. 14.
Okay.
Or
So did you subtract 24 from both sides?
yeah.
Good. And you probably got 49 equals 3.5 m. And you divide by 3.5. So yes, m equals 14. Very good. All right. So let's look at another problem here. All right. So for this problem here, I want you to, again, read me the call to action.
What
is
is
the call
P
to?
in terms of P?
Good. Now I want you to go back and read all the other information in the problem and tell me if it's useful or not.
No.
It's not needed. It's extra. It's waste of time. You would actually just have to solve for P in this equation. Now you may not be able to do that. Okay. You know, let's not pretend like, okay, you know, that this one strategy is going to work for everything, but uh, you might find that it does give you everything you need. So what do you think here?
Wouldn't it be, I don't, maybe,
What is the 0.8 doing to the P? What's the math operation between it?
division,
Division. So how do you undo division? Or how do
multiplication?
you undo multiplication with division? It's so you divide both sides. Sorry, it's multiplying, so you divide by that. Does this match any of the answers?
Yeah, D.
B. There you go. Good. I don't think I circled the right answer here in case you want to go back and look. All right. All right. So for this next problem here, I want you to read the call to action and solve the problem. This is a free response. There's no multiple choice.
What is the volume in cubic centimeters of the prism? Okay, that's, the volume is length times width times height, right?
You got it.
So the length is 6, width is 2, height is 3.
Yes. So what is the volume?
The volume, 36 centimeters cubed.
Okay.
Cube volume, right?
Did you need to read any of the rest of the question?
No.
No. So you got to be careful here because like in real life, you know, you don't want to just, you know, people say cut to the chase, or they say, just give me the information I need. And that's kind of what I'm trying to show you here. I picked these examples specifically because they illustrate this point. I mean, not all of them do, and not all of them are perfect, but sometimes someone just sells you like, hey, I need you to do this, and you just do it. You don't think that much about it, right? So here's a new problem. Like you to try working it out as much as you can on your own. It's more difficult than the last ones. It's different, but try to use the approach we've been working on and see what you come up with.
All right. What is 12? Is it D? Because the
Should we
equation,
start by read the call to action first? What does 12 represent in the equation? Well,
right,
sorry about that. My internet says it's unstable. Hopefully you can still hear me.
I can
And it's
say,
like, well, where's the equation? Well, it's not at the top this time. It's actually right there.
right.
Okay. And so it's like, well, 12 is part of this equation. What is it? Well, from your knowledge of,
Oh, you're cutting out. I don't know if you can hear me, but you're cutting out. Hello? Dad. Dad. Did you come in? Oh, no, that's fine. It's Wi-Fi. It's just. His Wi-Fi isn't, so he left. What do you think I should do? It's just me. There's
He just
5 more
disappeared?
minutes. Yeah, he said his Wi-Fi wasn't working and then he just left.
Just call him.
Okay.
Just
I
call him.
already did call him.
Okay, call him again.
Okay. You're leaving right now?
Yeah.
I'll be back with you. That has to be in the same bush as you. When will you be back home? 5. Oh. Wait, what? I was gonna drink out of yours. Is that okay? Sure. Okay, Mateo, you can text him too. Okay. I'll be back in about 45 minutes. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
All right, please don't leave that in.
I will. I'll see you then. Have a good day. No, it's not, bud.